Hello, 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 how are you? Welcome, it's Kev from the Hobby Corner. This is the Hobby Corner. This is my face, the face of Hobby Corner Kev. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all doing great on this Friday night. You probably will hear some fireworks going off, but that's to be expected at this time of year. I'm sure all of you are in the same position. But yeah, it's good to be live again. 3 weeks in a row. What? This might actually become a habit. So how are you all doing? Ah, wow, we've got some fantastic people in the chat already. Absolute legends, every single one of you. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. We're going to be doing a little bit of what we did last week, but I want to get a bit more creative. So I dug out as many of my paints, technical paints, shades, glosses. I mean, how long has it been since you've seen an azureman blue? You know, like I've dug them all out, so it's gonna be fun. Anyway, don't you? Oh dear, terrible. Anyway, let's have a look and see who's in the chat, shall we? So I do apologise if any names are missed, but it seems like hang on, instead of top chat, can I get all messages visible? There we go. That's better. Alright, so let's say hello to Pirate Queen Pickle, thanks for joining us. Normski the Legend, Void Captain Bazooka, Henlo. We also have them arguing a lot about who's first. Darren, how you doing, mate? Good to have you here. We also have West Soldier Gaming. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you again. Rivets and Dakar, absolute legend. Who else we got down here? We got Spray Black Studios. Always a pleasure, mate. Another fellow chilling war gamer as well. We've got Different Gear TV. How you doing, mate? I know, very professional indeed. I only had 20 minutes set up, right, to get everything out and ready. I proper rushed it, and I still had a couple of minutes spare, so I was like, yeah. Who else have we got here? Oh, this thing is skipping now. Hello, Nightbot. How you doing? Yeah, that's everyone that's come up so far. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. The chat has been a bit pleh right now. But yeah, thanks for joining. So I hope you're all having a good time. I hope you're all relaxed. Hope you all got a brew. If you got anything to, do hobby-wise, or if you got anything else that you want to do, just chilling, then thank you for joining us and being here and listening to my sultry notes, of course. Anyways, enough of all that nonsense. Let's get down to it, shall we? Right, so I literally, the scene goes starting soon. Big face, big paint, small face, big face, small paint. Be right back. Bye. So let's go to big paint, small face. There we are. Hang on. There it is. There's my little face. Right. TGIF Friday. You know, you don't have to say Friday because that's the F. Hey Philip, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Wow, amazing. Also, before we get started, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button, and also make sure that if you get time at the end of the video, have a look at all of the details in the not the comments, the description below. There's tons of links to the Chilling Wargamer stuff. So you got the Facebook, you got not the Instagram. I should put the Instagram. They don't have an Instagram actually. But we've got the Facebook, we got the Discord link as well, so you can join the Discord where we all just have a laugh. Tons of little groups in there as well to show off different things, and your YouTube channel as well. Also, there's plenty of ways of supporting the channel as well. So I'm doing Donald Trump hands right now. So if you wanna give me money, no, that's not Donald Trump at all. But anyway, if you feel like you want to support the channel, then you can. Every penny goes straight back into the channel. So there are ways of doing it there as well. Or Nightbot will throw a link to the PayPal soon. So that's all the other stuff. Oh yeah, there's affiliate links as well. So if you want to buy yourself anything snazzy, click on those links. Whether it's the magazines for Mortal Realms or Conquest, or if it's any model supplies, get the magazines from Forbidden Planet using that link, and everything else get from Element Games, and use the code THCKev. You get yourself a little extra bonus on the rewards points, which is cool. I think it's double points, so that's like, yeah. Oh, and also if you want to get yourself a snazzy Hobby Corner mug or t-shirt or hoodie or whatever, then there's a Teespring link down below. I'm still doing the 10% off, so type in THC10 to get your 10% discount, and I think that's all of it now. I don't think I could promote anymore. What's going on with that half of viewers leave? Actually, I just went up by 2 viewers, so wow, we've got so much shenanigans going in there. Alright, come on, let's get to it. Right, so remember last week we did this wall section, which is kind of cool, and we did different glazes using the many different shades that I have over various shades of grey as well, because I didn't do one shade of grey, I did patches of different greys, and then I did all those different glazes, and then I dry brushed the entire thing to tie it all in, and it came out quite nice. So it's still got the details to pick out, like the skulls and the brass. I don't know if I'm going to do it brass or silver, but all that metal. But to be honest, like just leaving it like that is kind of contemporary anyway, isn't it? It's kind of got that non-metallic-esque sort of look to it, and then the skulls are like heavily shaded, like it's a really dark, gloomy night. But anyway, we have these that I was working on, and I haven't had a chance to get back to it since then. Let me just move the light around. Dim it, dim, dim, dim. There we go. Too dim. Mode. There we go. So that's too yellow. Ugh. There we go. Perfect. Right. So I did the flagstones in a nice sort of reddish purpley sort of colour. Okay, and then dry brushed all of that. So I still got to paint the dude trying to get out, the leftover scraps that I've put on there, all of the tombstones, which is easy enough. But I was really experimenting with this because if you remember or not, I first sprayed the inside black to give it like a heavily shaded look, because I knew that if I spray white around the outside, some of that's going to go inside and it's going to highlight the inside slightly. So I'm not sure if you can see. It comes out quite a lot brighter on this camera. But essentially it is like a dark grey inside, but with spots of white around it. And it's the same here as well, but to a different degree. So it's sort of naturally shaded, so I don't have to touch it with any paint, which is really cool. But on the outside I wanted to do more of a dirty white sort of masonry look, you know, like it's not marble, but you know, like just that clean white stone that you see at a lot of cemeteries. But I want to have it weathered and dirtied up, maybe some handprints, like bloody handprints or whatever. So we're going to get started with that. So yeah, let me know what all of you are working on. No, it's not 50 Shades of Grey. I only did 3. I'm not that adventurous, apparently. um, that sounds cool. Raver Guard with Corvus Cabal bits. That's what I'd like to do. Ooh, nice. Oh, hang on, sorry. My mate's little babies, twin babies, or is it just the one? Oh, it's just one of them is watching me. Hello. Hi, Edward. That's cool. There we go. I've got another fan. Get them while they're young, right? Get them hooked while they're young. I'm on the big screen. Crikey. Well, thank you very much, Darren and Janya. I do apologise. I never ever say your name right. Should I just call you Johnny? Gonna pay for that next time I see you, aren't I? Alright. Okay, so let's get this done, shall we? So what I was doing last time, I'd already shaded up all of this with watered down non-oil because I couldn't find my contrast. And now I have my contrast. I found them. Let me get Apothecary Black in. No, I never did get the Apothecary one. Oh well. X-ray flame. Jeez, it's been so long since I bought these and I haven't even used them. Shocking, really. Alright, so, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get the top filled out, the slate, doing it in a dark colour. Ooh. I've changed my mind about it being that dark grey. What I want to do is Incubi Darkness, which is like a really dark bluey green grey, just to give it just that bit more sort of tone to it, because straight up grey is a bit boring. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's sort of like a really dark grey green. So we're going to smash that out. So why have I got a pencil? Yeah. So what is everyone else working on? Oh no! So you're no watching the big TV tonight then? I can't wait for Christmas. I'm going to get me some Broken Toad brushes, which are apparently, according to the Chilling Wargamers, the best in the world. So I'm looking forward to testing that out myself. I'll use this one. Might be overkill, but let's find out. Okie dokie. So, I'm going to pop a fair bit on there actually. A lot of people ask me, why don't you use a wet palette? And I say to them, I say, wet palettes are fine, but they're only good for certain jobs, you know. Chances are your paints end up getting a bit too thin. And I have made my own once before, and it was kind of cool, you know. Got nice thin colours, great for blending. The issue with it though was that because it was a homemade one, if you left it for a week, it'd start getting like the damp mould on it. You had to keep replacing the paper inside, and it was just, if you're halfway through a project, that really does sort of mess with the flow of things, especially if you're using that wet palette as a a reference to where you are. So yeah, I gave up. I was like, nah, forget it. I'll stick to what I know. So I'll do all of my painting straight from a palette, and I usually just use an old saucer because the ceramic is very good for cleaning up acrylic paint off of. Like if anyone's ever like been to Games Workshop long enough, they'll know that they used to use old bathroom tiles. Hey Mayfoss, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, mate. Another absolute legend from across the pond, also a member of the Chilean Wargamers. So go check him out. Him and his brother do a live show every Friday night at 2:30 AM our time, but it's like 8:30 PM his time. Not quite sure what time he's on. Although I think it's Eastern Standard. Might be Central. Who knows? I don't know. Might well as be Eastern Standard. I finished making a Bolter magazine layer. Nice. I'm doing my Primaris Ancient. Awesome. That's a nice model to do. Is that the new one from the Indomitus box, or is it the older one? The first one. I was just watching sci-fi. Fair play. There we go. Look at that, lovely and smooth. So Darren, was your hope that I help get your children to sleep? Are you using my baritone voice to its advantage to put children to sleep? If so, I'm actually honoured. Bores the hell out of adults most of the time, so it's got to come in handy at some point. Too much. Anytime, dude. I know you'd shamelessly plug my channel as well. Ooh, right. Hang on, let's get some music on in the background because I know it's a bit quiet with me. So I'm going to just drop the mic a bit because there seems to be a bit of background noise. Let's get desktop up and let's get some decent tunes on. Some royalty free tunes. Yeah, play all of that, please. Yeah, I thought so. Ah, the Indominus one, nice. That's a very nice model. It's just a shame that he looks half dressed, right? Ooh. I'm not too worried if I spill over because it's quite easy to touch up. A lot of people get worried about touching up white, but in all honesty, it's not that much of a faff. It's only a faff if you think it's a faff. So how's everyone's week been? Talk to me. What have you all been up to? Let me into your lives. In a conversational direction, of course. Do you ship Roboto to Spain? Ooh, that'd be good. Hey Nomsky, because I advertised your brushes, can I get a sponsorship discount? As my gran always said, if you don't ask, you don't know. Alright. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you made a bit of money. It's very hard to have a stable income in this current climate. Whatever your view is on it, the one thing we all can agree on is that it's definitely a hard time for everyone. Even people who are still in work, because of course they're going to be busier than ever. Like that. Right. Needs to do the top ones. I need a bit more. Yeah, I do remember quite some time ago actually when they were when they had the infiltrators come up. You know that whole box with the jump pack, Primaris, and they had all like the big guns, and they had the stealthy looking guys as well. And they were saying how they wanted the newer version of their armor to be a bit more interchangeable in regards to how they could sculpt them, so they could have their armor as heavy as they like with added layers, or they could strip some of the layers down depending on the roles. But having one big shoulder pad, one like, you know, little scout like one is a bit strange. Oh, okay. I had to try, didn't I? Hey Amy, how you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you for joining. What paint do I use? I use the Citadel range that you get from Games Workshop. They're all acrylic paints, with the exception of the technical ones, which are God knows what. Why am I being careful here? This whole thing is going to be that same colour. Last week of self-employment money taking. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's definitely harder as you get older to get a secure job. Employers like to drop people for whatever reason they can, really. You're either too old, too young, too much of reliability because of kids or whatever. Any excuse they can use, essentially. I'm looking forward to something. Yeah! Oh yeah, that's another thing. Go check out, if you haven't already, check out Frost and Fist's channel. Make sure you are subscribed because tomorrow, what is it, 4 p.m. our time? He's going to be Frost and Fists, Nathos and Freak are going to be interviewing our very own Mr. Spud. So that's going to be cool, and it's a special because they're interviewing a Brit in British time rather than a Yank in American time. So make sure you tune in for that. Set your reminders and all that. It's going to be a good show, especially because Spud likes to steal the show a lot. Evening, Rich. How you doing? Glad you could join us. Right, so that's drying. Now let's get the second coat on the other side. I hope the music level is okay as well, not too loud. So I'll do it. Got a paint in there, why not? I was going to use a smaller brush to get into that gap, but honestly, I can't be arsed dirtying up another brush just for that. I get very impatient with trying to be a neat painter. It takes a lot of patience, and I'm not a very patient person. There we go. That's a nice solid colour there, so it's ready for us to do whatever with it. And let's get the second coat on here. This might need a third because it's still coming out a bit patchy. But that's alright. Is that better or worse? I'm not sure. I don't know if that is better or worse. How up? Turn it up. Alright, just a smidge. Just for you. There you go. I can't turn it up too much though because somebody's using my snooze fest of a voice to put a baby to sleep. Which, by the way, if I don't earn a donation for, alright, then I'll be very, very upset. Yeah, where is Nightbot? That's the point. How long has it been since it's been on? The alias you sent. This command. What? It's being a right sod, isn't it? Let's have a look, see. That very much does bloody exist, you bastard thing. Oh, you know why? Just get rid of that. Submit. Has all of it been like that? I haven't really paid attention to Nightbot. Ah, it has been. What a sack of nonsense. I know where it's gone wrong. I thought I'd be smart and put an alias down, but it didn't like it. Proper interesting this, right? Get that sorted. Yeah, and the last one. There we go. Right. That should fix it. Okay, right. Sorted. So, that can only be 2 Norski. Yeah, it has become sentient, that's bloody thing. Hey Elston! How you doing? Another Chilling Wargamer legend, so go check out his channel as well. He shows off his large projects that he does. He can like knock out like 150 models in a week without breaking a sweat, and that'll be a slow week for him. So definitely go check out his, because he goes through the methodology of how he does it, and yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff, and it's just nice to see the showcase of it all as well. Really inspiring stuff. So yeah, there you go, mate. That's your plug. Unfortunately, Spud's not here tonight because he's on babysitting duty at the moment. I know, ah, what a shame. But I think he likes it really. So I'm letting him off at that. Yeah, I gave it the kick. There we go, look at that. So right there, that's the link to send a very generous donation if you wish to. Remembering that all the pennies go straight into the channel. If you see at the bottom, I've got a little target to get some studio lights. So I found a nice pair that aren't too expensive, and you get a good deal with the postage as well. So I won't have all of this bad lighting issues. I'll just have a where do I put them issue. paint's drying quite quickly, which means I can apply various layers of it without worrying about having streaks or an uneven coverage of it, which is great. Let's get out of that. You know, I don't think I ever paint with the right size brush either. I always paint with either a brush that's too big or a brush that's too small. I think it just adds to the challenge of painting, I guess. But yeah, let me know what strange painting habits you have. Oh my god. Went down the wrong hole. That's what she said. Oh man. I just took a mouthful of tea and it was cooler than I thought it was going to be. And it caught me off guard and I just choked on it. Anyway, as I was saying, he doesn't just do the big armies, Elston. He's also been painting up, and Bram has been doing this as well. So go check out Bram if he pops up in the chat. They've been painting the Marvel Crisis Protocol models, which are, you know, yay big miniatures, tons of detail, and yeah, thanks, Elston. And yeah, it looks fantastic. You should see his Venom, his take on Venom. And I've seen some pictures of him working on Thanos as well, which looks absolutely amazing as well. So yeah, go check that all out. And Brammy's been working on Daredevil with original colours and ridiculously long rope in his blind stick. I just got paint on there. So yeah, there's lots to look out for. Legends abound. So if anyone else wants any more advertising, then I'm open to bribes. Gotta get my plastic crack fixed somehow, haven't I? Okay, you know what? I actually kind of like it a bit patchy. It gives it a hodgepodge look. Alright, there is perfection in imperfection. No! Metal! Or something like that. Sorry, Darren, did I wake the child up? Right, so that's dry. Groovy, groovy. Cool. Right, so what should I use? Because what I want to do, I want to stipple this to give it some texture. I mean, I can always edge highlight the slats themselves and the cracks and that, but I want to stipple it just to give it an air of texture. So what would go well with Inky by Darkness? No, not Caliban Green. I know someone out there will have a good idea with their little colour theory charts. too green. I don't want to stipple it with one colour either. I want to stipple it with, let's say, 3 different colours. That one. Alright, maybe Death Guard green. Let's use a brown. No, try and focus to. Oh, that's hide. Okay, we'll do that one. And then I need a blue, green, grey. Yeah, Waterstone green is too light. Let's have a look. No, not that one. Typhus corrosion. You've been hammering on about that. I'll do a bit of typhus corrosion at the end, alright? Alright, let's just calm down now. Calm down. I don't think I have anything that leads on from it. What to do then? What to do? No, it's Stegodon green. Isn't it? No, it isn't. That's a slightly greyer one of that one. Slightly greener. Oh, I'm going to have to mix something then. Brighten it. I'm guessing I'd have to mix a little bit of green into it rather than white, because that would just make it too pale. I want to put colour into it. So this is half the show, you know. It's me just making it up as I go along, figuring out colour theory without actually knowing anything about colour theory. Let's mix that in. Ah, it worked! Right, let's put the rest of that in there then. Right, let's get the worst off, because I want to stipple it on. There we go. Terracotta will work with green. No, I'm stippling the slats to give it texture. Can't put terracotta on that. You nutter. Oh, it's very subtle. But I'm getting a variation there. Ah, so it's working. Hang on. All sorts of blowing random textures and stuff. Leave me alone. I might mix another of this actually. Yeah. Might do a lighter one on there as well. So get some of that back. Hey, Blazing Arrow! How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us. Can't see it, you need better lights. Well, if you need any incentive, is that better? I didn't know if it was too bright or not bright enough. It's a bit of a glare, isn't there? yeah, then hop onto that. Oh, it's frozen. There we go. Hop onto the PayPal link. Drop us a few quid. Let me hit that target. Ooh, no, did that wrong. There we go. That should be sorted. Oh, thanks a lot, Amy. Way too much paint on that brush. Okay, get the worst off. Alright, can you kind of see that? It's supposed to be a subtle stipple, but I think it's a bit too subtle. So I'm gonna just add a bit more green to it. I don't want it to be too green though, because it's going to be too stark, but at the same time I'm thinking once it dries it's going to settle down. So it gives it a sort of mossy look, you know? As a sort of patch of moss. You'd normally get it mostly at the bottom as well, wouldn't you? So, a bit there. Oh, that's way too dark. Way too much. There we go. There we go. And then do a similar thing here. As I said, I don't mind it being patchy on here because it actually gives it a variation in colour. Because you know, like when you look at anything, it's not a flat colour. You know, nothing's ever flat colour. There's impurities in it, in the texture of it, in the colour of it, the way it reflects the light. So I don't have it as a flat colour. So I can just jazz it up a bit then. Go. Jazzy. Now I can't just leave it like that though. I'm gonna have to put some other colours on as well. So that'll do. It's very subtle. I'm not sure the camera will pick it up well. So there we go. Alright, it's 10 to 9 already. Crikey. I feel like I've been talking too much. By the way, Caramel Freddo for the win. Pee 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 pee. I'll use some Death Guard green just for variation in that mossy colour. So we're going for very earthy colours here. none of this is going to make any sense. There's going to be professional painters in the group right now who are going to be like, what is he doing? Those colours don't pair. I don't care. It's half the fun. Maybe you can see that better. Yeah. No, don't worry about Patreon. Just scroll up and there'll be a link from Nightbot. It will be the one before the Instagram one. And it says paypal.me/the Hobby Corner Kev. Caramel wasn't melting much. So what's everyone up to this weekend, huh? What are you all looking forward to? I'm probably going to be busy, but I might be doing something different tomorrow. I don't know. See how things go. Which will be fun. Doing all sorts of different things, and I've got some plans for the channel as well. So I know I've been promising I'll get videos done and everything like that, but I've kind of just hit a roadblock with videos, with editing videos. I can film them fine, but when it comes to sitting down, doing a bit of editing, I don't know, it's kind of like writer's block, really. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what the finished product should look like, but there's just this mental block there, and I just cannot break past it. So yeah. Boom, nicely said, Normski. $4.20 with brush and minis, nice. Will you actually get any painting done though? That's the problem. Or will you just be too chilled? Ah, for Christ's sake. See what I mean? Nightbot's been an absolute nightmare. And the thing is, if I want to have that that link to the Streamlabs tip page, I have to pay a monthly fee for that, which kind of defeats the point really, because it means that any donations that are made, you know, I have to pay that off first. So I mean, it does come with other benefits, but it's just, it doesn't seem quite worth it at the moment. Because I know I've got plenty of adoring fans, but I don't get enough donations, or you know, I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube yet, so I haven't even got super chats. So you know, I'm gonna go a bit heavier down the bottom here actually. kind of got a gunkier look going on here. Don't know if you can see that because the light is quite bright. But I've done it further to the edge because in my mind the water would naturally, if it was raining, the water would naturally run into the crease and it would wash away anything that was there. Whereas this, you know, like moss and stuff would stain up here a bit more, I think. That's in my mind anyway. Roll up, paint, burn. Is that bum or burn? Oh, burn. Paint till I burn myself out. So, let's see if I can actually type it in myself. Right, there's 18 viewers. Christ, where'd you all come from? That still doesn't work. Ah, this is poop. Well, I'm terribly sorry to disappoint. That's actually really frustrating. Let's see if it'll come up on the browser. Yeah, proper Yorkshireman. Okie dokie. Right, so I gotta go over here, and then I'll go down to there, and then I'll switch over here, because that's where I gotta go. That's where I gotta go, right? I'm not doing Yorkshireman, I'm doing a bit of South Country there. By the way, thank you for the sub, whoever subbed. For some reason my notifications don't work. Everything's poop at the moment with my notifications. It's really frustrating. The viewers are mostly from IKEA. Cheeky bastard. No, that's not what I want. Come on. Alright. We go there. We go there. Alright. What was it doing? Not that. View the control room. There we go. That's what I needed. Right, so now that that's set, I'm going to get some Rhinox oxide on there as well. Cheers, Paul. Right, let's see if it works now. I'm gonna paypal.me/d hobby corner. Okay. Copy. Let's see. Edit that. Right, hopefully that's fixed that. If not, then that's a bit of a shit. Hey, Spudderoo! Ha! There you go. So I didn't end up babysitting, but fell asleep, went home for a small nap. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm glad that you could join us, mate. Thank you so much. So we click on that. Click go to site. And it should come up. Yes, it does. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Groovy. I fixed it. Alright. The roof be giving me Fanta Black bright vibes. I have no idea what that means. Enlighten me in my blank-minded ways, please. Okay, so yeah, going back to the paints, Rhinox Oxide. Rhinox Oxide? Rhinox Hide, that's what I meant. Hang about. That can't be right, can it? Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Well, thank you very much, Amy. And yeah, before I forget, thanks Paul for your donation last week. I'm sorry that the notification didn't work. And Gary, thank you as well. Fucking hell. Well, yeah, well, it doesn't matter now, does it? Oh well, okay. Well, I can safely say that my goal's been reached. Yeah, thank you. Wow. Oh, Merry Christmas to me, I guess. Hey, thank you so much. Ah. Hey, little cuz, I'm supposed to spoil you, remember? Not the other way around. And Gary, what a star. And Paul. Jesus, I thought there was a glitch or something. Yeah, I have to have it open on my phone because the notifications don't work on this bloody thing. So, well, I don't know if Amy did it on purpose or if she did it by accident, but she sent me 2 lots of 20. And Gary sent me a tenner as well. So, sexy boy. And Paul sent me a tenner last week as well. But of course, I didn't know until you know, later in the week because bloody notifications are wank. But yeah, thank you so much. Shade of the black, so black it traps light. Oh, okay, I got you now. So like a matte black then. I get what you mean now. New lights incoming, that's right. Hang on. You know what, right? It's not going to come up with your names on here, but I'm just going to do the test widget sign. Okay, so it will tick over to Max, alright? So I don't know who John is. If for some reason it puts John, but huzzah! For a brief second it reached the top and then it went back down. But thank you so much. Absolute beautiful people. It really does mean a lot. And it means I've got a few quid to put into the kitty for some other upgrades, which would be great. So yeah, thank you so much. Even if I just get the smaller if I get 2 of those smaller donations every month, right, it pays for the live music streaming thing, and then it could pay for the ability to accept payments. That's not through PayPal but through Streamlabs, and it's annoying little pay thing. But absolute legends, the lot of you. What's going on here with the music? Party, yeah. Right, so I'm just putting a bit of brown on there, it's just to muck it up. I don't want to put it as heavy as I did the greens, just because it's, you know, it's a different colour, like a dramatically different colour, and I want to make it look like something's been scampering around, you know. So plus, not all, you know, sometimes you get a bit of dead moss. It's just going a bit brown. It's not quite green, or it's been picked at and you can see the underneath of it. And then what I'm going to do is dry brush over it all. Just tie it all in, and then I can neaten up and get started on that white again. Alright, Interzone, how you doing, man? Glad that you've joined us. How is it over in sunny Aussie? Okay, so I was going to do a wash first, actually. Do I do green or black? I'm going to do both. Let's have a look. See, yeah, I'm going to do Beltane green because it's a bit lighter than the Athonian Camera Shade. Athonian Camera Shade is a dirtier green. This one's a cleaner green. Got to do it over there so emphasize the stippling that I've done on there, and then on the recesses I'll go over with non-oil once it dries. 14 is cold for you guys. That's a heat wave over here. Right, so I'm just getting the old blue tack under that so I don't spill it. Don't need any fancy holders. There we go. And I'm not going to water it down, I'm going to put it straight on full strength. I'll slap it on. As you see, it has a strange effect on those colours that I put down. Alright, look at that. It's quite a strange effect, isn't it? As always, if you haven't got an idea of what you want to do, just keep slapping paint on it until it looks right. Or it looks done. And the good thing about this being on live stream is it gets recorded by YouTube, so inevitably I will forget how I did all this, but at least this way, instead of just like me painting away on my own, watching something in the background, not paying attention to what I'm doing, I'll actually have a record, so it's all good. There we go, and you see like some of it's pulled down at the bottom, so I'm just using the brush to pick it off, soak it up, sorry, and take it away. There we go. Because we don't want it to pull too heavily. If it pulls too heavily, then you get a big blob of that paint just right at the bottom. Kind of spoils it a bit. Oosh, look at that. Hey, look at that. It's getting there. So it looks a bit weather beaten. This looks a bit better actually than that one. But I think this, because it's got more angles on it and more texture, you can see it differently. Yeah, I'm a rebel. Bank won't let me use rivets in Dakar. What do you mean the bank won't let you use rivets in Dakar, as in like you're trying to use that as currency? Maybe if you try and use teeth as currency. As they say, fake it till you make it. Yeah, that applies for everything in life, even painting. Oh, it's got a nice little blend of colours on the edge there. Kind of actually looks really cool. And it's totally by accident. Accidentally on purpose, of course. I might not have to do that non-oil shade actually, which is good because it'll take forever for this shade to dry anyway, especially how thickly I'm putting it on. Darren, if you're still there, is the baby asleep yet? Is little Elliot falling asleep, or is he still watching me with anticipation and bated breath to see what I do next? I need a bit more on that. Slide up on there. So I saw that I think if you don't already know, Hero Quest has been relaunched. But I think it's as a Kickstarter, and it's all updated. They've got new models for it, which is quite cool. A lot of people might complain about that because they wanted to get the original sculpts for the authentic sort of nostalgia feel for it, but they finally, I think it was last week, they finally launched the Kickstarter for Europe, because originally it was for Australia that we saw, and then it went over to the US. So, you know, there was a lot of speculation on whether or not it would come over, and then did, which was cool. But despite what you get in the box, the new sculpts and everything, I still think the price tag is a bit steep, especially because a lot of people complain about Games Workshop pricing, you know, and recently they have been sort of upping it a bit, and I think that's more just to make up for the fact that the global pandemic has affected their sales, but they're trying not to take it from the tax man, they're trying to earn it. But yeah, I think it's a bit expensive for the game, to be honest. It's not a typical board game. It's a very specialist board game, so in that respect it's not going to be like 30 or 40 quid, but it's like over 100 quid. It's ridiculous. I think he means Celsius. I think the Aussies, the Metro, they're not Imperial. Do the paints take different times to dry? Yeah, I mean, this one is specifically a shade. Alright, so it's the texture of it is different to a regular paint, right? But I'll just show you. Here's a good example, right? See this, it's quite thick. This is a layer one, okay? So first you've got your base paints, right, which are the thicker ones, okay? And they got a heavier pigment count in them, so that you get a more solid coverage on whatever you paint as a base. So when you put colours over it, you don't see anything other than that colour that you put down behind it. Then you get a layer paint, which is a bit thinner, and also the pigment count is just a little bit less, and that allows you to paint over said base colours without completely eradicating that colour from showing through. And then you get dry paint. I don't know if I've got one. Yeah, here's a dry one. This is essentially dry. That's for dry brushing on. So, you know, it looks like it's all dried out, but it's not. It's just really goopy. And then you got your shades, which are really thick but very liquidy. So they can take a bit of time to dry, just because of how much liquid is in there. So yeah, and then it all depends on whether or not you've watered it down, and so on and so forth. So blah 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 blah. I'm just going to scoop up that little extra bits on those corners, just because, let's see, it's pulled down there. There's a bit too much going on. There we go. Alright. Yeah, about the live show at 4 PM. Yeah, I already plugged that, dude. So yeah, 4 PM tomorrow. Frost and Fish Show is doing a UK friendly stream, because they're normally streaming Friday nights at 2:30 in the morning our time, but it's 8:30 in the evening their time. So they'll be on after me in like 5 hours ish. No, hang on, it's time now, half 9. Oh wow, they're going to be on a lot longer than that. But they do a nice show, and then once a month they interview a UK YouTuber, and they do it at a UK friendly time. So that's that, and of course Wargamer Spot is going to be on it. So groovy. There's not much I can do with that until it dries, because it takes a bit of time. I could cheat with a hairdryer, but it's too much noise. Let's do a bit of this. I want to go really quick and easy with the tombstones, and then maybe pick out the odd details. So what I'm going to do, where's my grain collection? My crazy mechanical standard grey, and actually, is that the one I need? I hope I don't lose them subs. You won't lose them subs. If anything, you'll increase the viewership. Because they'll have the legend that is Wargamer's Good. Right, I need that white. No, I don't want off one. Come on, where is it? I can't find it. Celestra Grey. Mechanicus, Celestra. Could work. Alright, let's do it. Alright. So I'm going back to this one, this brush, just because it's a lot easier. And I'm not too worried about watering it down. I don't have to worry too much about being a bit messy with this. As long as I don't leave streaks on it, I might get away with one coat of this. Okay, groovy. It should generate subs. Yeah. I'm sure you are excited, dude. See, I would happily do it. I really would. But the problem is, it's right bang in the middle of the day for me, and especially on the weekend, and especially because we've got another lockdown. There's no. It's an awkward time for offloading the boys because they're 2 and 3. So around that time that I'd be live, they would need to start having their dinners, get a bath, get ready for bed, or whatever. So you can't just take them out of the house, and because of lockdown, they can't stay anywhere else either. And I live in quite a small place, so you'd hear everything. So yeah, unfortunately I wouldn't be able to do it. Though you know what, I'd happily do it at their time. I might get told off for staying up too late, but trying to say subs bud with mouthful of crisps. Yeah, I need much more of this. There we go. Still got 15 people tagging along here. Absolutely mental. Thank you so much. Each and every one of you is an absolute legend. I hope you're enjoying the show tonight, and yeah, don't forget, I will be back next week, same time, same place, with everything working perfectly, even Nightbot behaving, and I need to try and figure out why the heck my notifications aren't working. Because it's kind of poo if they don't work, you know? Ooh. Also, I need to change my PayPal back as well. For some reason, I don't know why, but I changed it over to a business account. And the problem with the business account is that it automatically takes tax out. It takes a little fee out of every transaction that comes in, which is absolutely poo. So I have to contact them to get changed back. The downside to doing that is that you can't change it back to business ever again, but to be honest, I don't see myself doing that. And it's only going to be until I can guarantee that I can get the thing right, the old Streamlabs thing, the tip jar function. Right, so I'm just trying to be careful here because I don't undo this awesome work that I did here. I don't know if you can see it, how well you can see it. Those cobblestones. I bet you got one of those little handheld vacuum cleaners to hand, just in case you blurt anything out when you got a mouthful. Spray your food everywhere. Alright, groovy. So you know what, I am kind of looking forward to getting this all finished. It will be the first time since I did those containers, the armoured containers from the Conquest series. It'll be the first time that I completed painting from start to finish with extra details, not just the basics. A terrain set, which would be pretty damn cool. Make a nice change, really. Oh, I watered that down too much. And hopefully, getting more stuff painted up will help sort of push me along to get more stuff done, because I have a problem where I get started on a project and then I get distracted real easy, and then I end up moving on to something else, and before I know it, I've got a bajillion different half-started projects. I don't know if you've seen the my bits box pictures that I put up on Instagram during the week, where I've still got unassembled Lord of the Rings stuff that I got when I was 14. 14! That's almost 20 years ago. So yeah, it's pretty mental. The only army I ever finished painting from start to finish, and I kind of did a shortcut near the end by doing basic colours, but it was to do a tournament when I was 14, and that was for my dwarves, and for the most part the army looks pretty decent, and then that last unit of warriors with the old great axes, it looked so butchered. Like, just literally foundation, because back then it wasn't base, they changed their range to include foundation paints, which weren't that great, but it was foundation paints, quick bit of dry brush and some shades, that was it. Or inks or washes, whatever they're called. That name's changed a lot as well. Right. Actually, is this one or the other one, or yeah, no, solid. I'm gonna paint this. I got an idea now. I know what I'm doing with this one. Just paint that. So what I want to do actually is with these, with this coffin, because it's got gubbins on it, what I'm going to do is, just so it looks like there's a bit of spookiness going on, so when you look inside when it's over, it stands out a bit more, right? Because it doesn't really stand out at the moment. Do the grey, and then I'm going to do a really heavy wet dry brush. Professionals call it an overbrush. I'm going to do a really heavy wet dry brush, hashtag that, of white, and then what I'm going to do is smother it in not Hex-Ray Flame, but Tesseract Glow, because it's a lot more neon in its colour, like scarily so. That needs a bit more, but hopefully it will give a much more effective thing. This one is a bit darker. Yeah, like Hex-Ray Flame is quite a darker, more plasticky sort of green, whereas this one, it's like fucking raving neon green. Look at that, absolutely disgusting, disgusting. So I'm going to pop that on it, and it's going to give a slight glow effect, and then I can just brighten up around the entrance, paint it with that, job done. Yeah, boy, that's the plan. Right, so we're an hour and a half into the show, and I've still got 13 of you absolute legends watching. So thank you again for sticking around and putting up with my shenanigans. Again, I hope you are having a good night. And yeah, I think I'm going to stretch on until 10, maybe a bit longer. All depends on how thirsty I get. I did actually have a Hungarian lager that I was going to drink tonight because I thought, oh, I'll try something different. It was a Hungarian ale. No, it was Hungarian ale. And I cracked it open, had a whiff, and thought, ooh, that smells very spirity. Took a swig. It was like drinking some really cheap lager that someone threw a shot of tequila, no, not tequila, a shot of vodka in. It was like someone had just thought, you know what, I don't quite like beer, I'm too used to my paint stripper, so let's just make paint stripper with bubbles. I mean, you know, paint stripper with bubbles. Luckily it didn't cost a lot, it was like £2 something from Morrison's, but I mean, the principle stands, you know. It was going to be much better than that. Wargamer Spud says, so if you was to talk about 30k, which bit would you talk about? I could talk about any of it, except the Primark books, the Soul Wars, and anything after book 32. I'm on a novella. I know it is a novella, but it's quite chunky for a novella. For Salamanders, I think it was the last one, where they are trying to keep the routes away from the Sons of Horus. So they kind of got a bit of a fight going on there because the route has some of Vulcan's artifacts and weapons in it. Very powerful and dangerous stuff, and they don't want it to fall into the hands of the traitor legions. And before Vulcan went off to Isfahan, he tasked some of his chaps to destroy any of his great works, just so they don't have that chance. It's quite a good read so far. There's a huge delay between phone and laptop. Yeah, it can happen. It's down to the old resolution conversions, so I don't know which one will come up faster. It might be a phone. It is also connectivity as well. I'm on tablet, nothing's out of sync. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is all going to look once it's done. It's all going together. Thank you very much. Don't forget though, after I do this, still got all of this to paint up. So by no means am I anywhere near finished. I'm just getting started. I'm just hashing out some experimental ideas, and if they work well, I'll transfer them over. If not, I could do something different, because you're not going to have all the mausoleums looking the same, are you? That'll be the point in that. Right, who's trying to get in contact with me? Nothing wrong with Teletubbies. Yeah, it's a cool little set. You can fit all of the pieces and the walls that go around literally on this, like around this grey pad here. So yeah, and of course you can make it stretch out if you don't have these sitting on here, and you just put them next to them or whatever, so you spread the set out a bit more, so you can actually cover quite a lot of a tabletop with them. Right, so what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was cheating, wasn't I? Celestial Grey. Gonna get a dry brush of this on there. So let's get a bit on the brush. Every bit that I can off onto the palette. And then work it into the bristles on a bit of paper, like that. And this is Kevin's knuckle test, and what I do is just run it over the back of my knuckle, and if it gets the raised areas but it's not leaving any streaks, then you know you've got the right amount on there. And then you just start going over it like that, aiming more for the corners, but to be honest, see, it's like an instant effect there. Really got to get the light right. I just can't seem to get the angle on it right. Well, I shouldn't have this problem once I get those soft light boxes. Is that better? Stella's the same everywhere. Was I actually no, I was going to do that. Sorry, I was actually just going to smother that, because I was going to do the glow effect, wasn't I? So put it on thickly. No one's going to really notice about the details too much, and just work it heavily next to it, because the entire thing's going to be glowing. It's not like an inner glow. And then just loosely fade off as you go out to the edge, like that. That should give the desired effect that there's like an aura of light coming off of it, which should work fine when you use it as a separate terrain piece as well. So that's what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to dry brush that with the white scars. Is that from the Mortal Realms or the GW set? I actually got both. When they first paired up the Mausoleum set into one box, so you got 2 lots of it. I got that, but that was just after the actual release of Age of Sigmar. And then I got this set from the magazine, so I thought I'd try and get it painted up. Yeah, the current novella I'm reading is the last Horus Heresy book that I've got. Hang on, I'll go fetch it. I'll be back in a sec. Here you go. Sons of the Forge. So it's called a novella, but I mean it's quite a thick novella compared to the other novellas, that is, because most of the other novellas are about 2/3 of that size. But it's quite good. Follows a group called the Unscarred, which are salamanders that had to sort of keep watch over Nocturne, their home planet, and as such they never saw combat during any of the Great Crusade, or when the heresy broke out, until they were tasked to go find the route and destroy it. So yeah, good read so far. So I've done that. I also want to get that effect on here as well. So where do I put the brush? I don't know. Where did I put the brush? Did I launch it somewhere? Well, this is embarrassing, isn't it? Hey, brush, where are you, brush? Did it roll off the table? I just didn't bother putting them up today. I actually had two. I had one of a Stormcast Eternal and one of a Primaris Space Marine. And I just couldn't bother to put them up again today because I have to take them down. Whereas these framed ones I can keep up because they're framed and they kind of look alright. What the heck did... Oh, there it is. It's under the camera. Hashtag pro. Your chat is about 90 seconds ahead of the stream. Have you fast forwarded it? It might be a case that your stream is sort of lagged behind slightly. You can fast forward because I got the option on where you can pause and go back in time or go up to current time while I live stream. So if you miss anything, you can always go back in real time, see what was said, hear what was said, and then you can fast forward again to real time. Yeah, let's get that Celestial Grey out again. Okay, so that light wouldn't reach down there, so let's just neaten that up. The light would come out. It would go in straight lines all the way along there. It wouldn't go up there, but I'm going to have to touch that up after. That should work, hopefully. If not, it was a fun experiment. Okay. And I was going to do this one glowing as well. Especially these bones. Glowing bones. I want to try and finish this before I hang up tonight actually, because it'd be fun to see the effect. And in all honesty, I don't really get time, other than when I'm doing these live streams, to get any painting done. So I want to try and get as much done as possible. It's not through, the lack of space or anything like that, or me being stopped from doing it. It's literally just because normally I'm absolutely knackered after a day, and I just yeah, I just don't have the energy. So thicker at the bottom, then thin it out, further out. Let's give it that dispersed effect. Okay, a bit more of that there, and in there. Okay, groovy. There we go. Right, now to do the actual dry brush that I was going to do. While I let that dry, because of course I'm going to then go heavy with the white over these two tombstones. So I need that grey as dry as possible. So you just dab that paint and then you work it into the bristles like that, but you try to work off as much as you can. Dab it on the bit of paper like that. Did a knuckle test. No streaks. Happy days. And then dry brush away. If you do it at different directions, you catch different edges. Like that. So it's coming along nicely, I think. Good bit of experimental fun here. And I use this large base brush because it's quite soft, and because it's soft, it just brushes the corners nicely to highlight them. I've seen people use the old foundation brushes for that girls use for their makeup, which can be very handy. And you know, some manufacturers have caught on, and they've done similar style brushes specifically for dry brushing, because the effect is quite good. And it's largely down to the shape of the brush. You know, they're large, but this one is kind of like wedge shaped, and the other ones are more sort of broad, flat, but they got like a curved end. So they're good for getting around the shape of things that you paint to get those raised areas. And I believe Stephen over at Ministry of Wargaming, he did a review for the Army Painter ones, and he swears by them because he's been using the old makeup brushes himself. So yeah, can always go check that out after my show, of course. I don't know if Broken Toad do brushes like that. That brush is making the noise a Triffid makes. It's the best noise ever, right? There you go, bit of ASMR for you. Alright, let's just chill out for a bit now, yeah? Let's get let's get a bit of sax. Why not? I don't have sax. Oh. Oh well, let's There's a bit of sax there. Oh yeah. Welcome into my speakeasy. What would you be having tonight? I think what you can hear is something's wobbling around as I'm dry brushing. I'm rocking the table a bit. Okay, that's that one done. So I wasn't expecting to, that noise usually mean an alien plant is gonna get you. I know what Triffid is. But the good thing is I can outrun a plant. So yeah, I'm on a bit later than I thought I'd originally planned to be, but you know what? Because of all of you legends still there watching us, and because of the absolute legendary donations, I feel like you lot have earned this extra time with me. So I just got some easy, lazy jazz, and yeah, that's right, beat the devil out of it. Go a bit Bob Ross, you know, like when he you know, like when he puts a bit too much water on his big old brushes, right, and he just uses the easel and he goes just do that with the models. Start whacking it away. Makes me think of a velociraptor looking over Kev's shoulder and dropping your criticism. What is it you guys are looking at? Is it the actual plant here? Is that what you're on about? It's old peace lily. Hasn't really smelled much. But it's supposed to be a really good release of oxygen, especially during the night. For some reason it becomes a lot more active with its oxygenation at night. No, that's not the right word, is it? Oxygenation would mean it's reacting to oxygen. It's producing oxygen. So, but it's not photosynthesizing because there's no light to photosynthesize with. But for some reason it produces more oxygen at night, for whatever reason. So yeah, we got it because our older boy, he sometimes gets breathing problems, so it sort of helps with the quality of air at home. The noise is getting annoying now. What noise is it? Is it the dry brushing noise, or is there another noise going on? I don't know, I can't hear it. Fun fact with Kevin. What the hell? What does that even mean? Are you just getting annoyed with my dry brushing? Is that it? My dry brushing mastery. That's why I'm trying to talk so much, because I'm trying to drown it out a bit. But I don't know if you could hear the laptop whirling away, because the fan is a bit noisy at the moment. When you dry brush, the bit you're doing, the little building is rocking. That one. Yeah. There we go. Is that better? Stay tuned. Yeah, instead of Sheldon's fun with flags, it's Kevin's fun with flat. I bloody got tongue tied there. Kevin's fun with facts. There we go. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. It's coming out alright, that, isn't it? Eh? Miles away from what it was before. Just need to get this doorstep done, and of course, because the light is going to be shining through, I need to go a bit heavier. I'll just do like a rough spot in the middle, like that, just to indicate the light coming through. Oh yeah. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Table rattling against the tripod. Yeah, it's a bit of a bit, but I can't dry brush like that. I have to lean, don't I? Right, so as I said, I'm going to do a heavy overbrush, aka wet dry brush. Hashtag wet dry brush. Over this spot here, this area and this area, and then go to town with that Tesseract glow. And, we'll see how that goes. Holy crap. Was this ceramite or was it white scar that I was supposed to get? Where's white? No, it's not Corex white. No. Can't remember which one is the old one. I think it's the Corex white, which was the bad batch. Needs a real good shake, that. Right. This could go so bad. Oh, it could go so good. I need it a bit streaky. So I want some of that grey to show through, but I don't want a lot of it. I just don't want any splodges, you know? I don't want splodges. I don't mind it being uneven, because, you know, what glowing light is ever even. And then just have it radiating out a bit into that grey that I did before, like so, and down there, duff it up a bit. Cool. Alright, and of course in here as well. I want to make sure that the inside is as white as possible, alright, because that's of course the center of that light source, and then you can have it sort of just fade into the grey, so it sort of diffuses that light concentration there. Sorry, too much talking and not enough drink. Here aren't I? Alright, so that's that. Yeah, I'm oblivious to it because I'm not listening to whatever's going on, you know, I can't hear myself. like you lot do. Alright, I'm trying to get under this rail because the light would be coming from the tomb, not the rail itself. So I'm just wiping off the white from the top, but not all of it, because of course some of that glow would be reflecting off of the rails. Okay, so you want to have that kind of light in the reflecting effect. Look at me talking like I actually know what I'm on about. I bloody know what I'm on about. Hashtag not COVID. Man's not hot. Man got no temperature. Man's got no COVID. Oh, because I put on some jazzy music, that's why. But it's doing all kinds of jazz, not just like the chill jazz. It's kind of like sort of 80s-esque American advert, right? I put that way too thick. Oh well, patch it, spread it. Like that. Actually, I'm gonna do the bones as well. Why not? And the corpse. Have the glow coming from that. Yeah. Because I've got to have it coming from underneath. So that. And then of course on the step, I just needed that bit there for it shining through the door. Okay, now for the proper dry brush. Okay, so this is like an ultra light highlighting dry brush on the top of the rest of the tombstones, just to give them that final touch. Like that. And I'm not doing it on the sides, I'm just going to do it on the top bit. Because one, I can't be bothered, and two, it just looks nicer. There we go. Looks alright, doesn't it? Hey, make sure you're subscribed to my Instagram, and I'll get some pictures up on there. At some point. This is so funky. I love it. Groovy. Alright. Job done. Okay, now for the glow. So this is where all that hard work goes. You've won this fabulous prize, a trip for two to Kev's Corner in IKEA. Oh dear. I thought some sounds like background music to random Sonic the Hedgehog levels back on Sega. Ah, man, that would be cool. Actually, Void, do you do your own music for live streams and stuff? Okay, so now that I've done that, let's go with the Tesseract Glow. Let's go with the Tesseract Glow. Let's go with the Tesseract Glow. Got to give it a real good shake because it's one of those technical colours where a lot of the pigment sits at the bottom. Got to give it a real good shake just to work those pigments out into the solution. Boy, boy, do 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 do. Bong, do do. You're welcome. Someone cut those noises so I can use them at another time. Alright, I just had a thought. I know, dangerous as always, but I have one more bit of fun with this. Switched my laptop off and went to my room but could still hear you. Took me a moment to realise I had my phone. Legend. Alright. Here, look, I'm gonna be very abusive with this now. Look, you see these little eye sockets on the skulls? Let's fill them in with a bit of the ceramite white. Like that. Make sure that his eye sockets are filled in like that. I want that to be a good source of the light as well. Also the nose, because if you had it escaping from there, like that. Yeah. Spill out slightly off onto the cheekbones. Make sure you paint up that nose bridge there. Right, that should do it. Oh, naughty, naughty. Yeah, it is a bit. What is going on, eh? Right. The Scandinavian is there. All right. Okay, so let's see. That's better. In suspenders, you're wondering what colour the glow's gonna be. Excuse me. Hashtag not COVID. Right. Oh, I've got the wrong brush. I'm gonna use this medium shade brush. And where'd the blue tack go? Right. Okay, let's see if this works. This is a total experiment. So kind of reminds me of Slimer. This is the first time I'm using this paint, by the way. I haven't used it before. It's definitely going to need a dry brush over it, I reckon. A nice white dry brush over it. Right out to the edge. It's going to look very interesting once it's done. See, all that work we did with putting in the layers of the brighter colours towards the centre, fading it out, it's doing its job. It's giving that shaded effect, so it starts off brighter and it gets weaker as it goes further away from the source. Not too bad, actually. So I think that's a bit too much. Let's get it in there, as they say. Get it in there. Right. Dayglow green. Yeah, Kev not made any specifically for streams, but some of them do see streams. Ah. So it's not like a side project of yours, because it's pretty decent, dude. And it's officially endorsed by Wargamer Spud as well, so you know, that's a high accolade in itself. There you go, that kind of looks cool, doesn't it? Eh? Not bad at all. Achoo. And then the idea is once I've finished painting this up, I'll do the glow around the edge as well. So that way, you know, you really get a good sort of light sourcing there. Is that white? Yeah, it is. So I'll just pop a bit in there. Spooky. This is much nicer than the Hex Wraith paint. And a bit there. There we go. Yeah, looks alright, doesn't it? Mainly I started making music because I was looking for music apps for my phone to muck around with. Ah, okay. Aced. Let's see. Oh, wait. So if I put it like that, I don't know if you can see that, but like just from the any natural light, you should be able to see the inside quite nicely. But because of the direction you look and the direction of any natural light, you're not going to see any higher up, so there's no need to do anything to that. But I might have to put some of this around the walls on the inside, just on the lower half at least. Yeah, that type of green from what was it, the Legion, I think it was, or something, one of those earlier expansions. Thank you very much, very kind of you. So yeah, let's get on with it. And you know, this is like a total experiment, you know, I didn't set out to do this really. I'm just playing around with the colours, seeing what I can do with them, seeing what sticks, you know. Spread that around a bit because I don't want the bubbles on there. Around here as well. Right. Eddie sounded synth like I've made up a little story for each one, with the void captain travelling through space on missions, bopping along to music he makes with strange machines he finds. Nice! That's pretty ace, man. Hey Spud, are you still there? Did you still want to talk about 30k? I know you've been busting to talk about it ever since you got those Primark books. One day I'll get started on those Primark books, but I need to finish the Horus Heresy. And the annoying thing is, I started getting the books from day one when they started releasing them back when I was 16, right? And every time they released them, I got them. And then when they started changing the sizes of the books, so they were waiting so that I had the small ones still, because they started off as small and then they came out large softback before they ended up doing hardback. And I got every single one on release. So I just might have misjudged that actually. No, because the corpse is higher up and a bit of the tomb is higher up than the steps, so the light would come down and it would come out this way and come out this way. There we go. So just leave the back corner of that step dark to show a bit of shade. Groovy. And then all I've got to do is finish painting off the walls on this thing. Awesome. Make sure it's in the eye sockets. And I did a little glue here. Groovy. That's alright, isn't it? Yeah, boy. Kevin's doing what his Uncle Normski said last week. No, because I said I was thinking of doing it as well. And then I forgot about it, and then I just started doing it again, and then I reminded myself halfway doing it that I already said I was going to do it. So yeah. I'm developing it further though, designing a painting for the new Trapnor. That's awesome. This green is really good, and I'll tell you what, it really comes out well. If you can just do that little bit of work with the whites and greys like I did, you can get a really good glow effect with that. So yeah, boom, take that pickle jar, Josh. Shots fired. Yeah, I think Spud bars nodded off as well. Need shadows of the railings on the floor outside. The thing is though, the shadows wouldn't, because it's not one specific point of origin for the light is coming from all around the rails. It would pretty much cancel out a lot of that light. So I need to just dry the top of this a little bit actually, because yeah, like that. You'd get, like this flat area here wouldn't get any light, but the rest of the rails would. But the thing is, you wouldn't have enough, yeah, the light just would not come through, right? Or are you talking about the these bars on the actual entrance? Ah, I get you, yeah. So, but again, I'd have to do that once I finish painting all of this, and then I can use that as like the final, and I'd have to make sure I actually do it this way around. But yeah, I see what you mean. Do some parallel lines. I mean, yeah, I'll have to, once that's dry, and I painted that, I could do the straight lines coming out here, straight from that, and it'll look alright, yeah. Alright, well thanks for that one, chaps. Right, so, I was going to do a dry brush on that roof, wasn't I? What was I going to do it with? What should I dry brush this with? It's going to be the last thing I do before I go. Let me see. But it's really dirtied up. So I need the dry brush just to tie it in. Don't know if Warpstone Glow would be too bright. Hey, you know, screw it, I'll do it. Warpstone Glow. Let's do it. Okay. Alright, yeah, because it's the right tone of green to follow up from Incubi Darkness, you know, it's that strange colour. Third degree. I could do that as well, coming from the bolts. Yeah. I've got tons of Nylock oxide to do that with. Oh, beer it all the time, man. Just beer it. Right, can you see a difference there? This light is so bad. Hang on. Swap that. Okay. Can you... No, see, this is just... Come back here. There we go. Right. See, there's little colour variations there. But I'm trying to get this green to highlight, but I don't think it's bright enough. What do you think? Yeah, that light's too bright, eh? It's because it's painted white, so it's reflecting a lot of light back. killing the colour really. I don't know. Ah, forget it. Forget it. Yeah, but can you see the different shades of green on it, or can you just see green? That's the problem. Yeah, the screen's just not bright enough. Needs a touch of yellow. Flash gets should do it. Oh, oh, oh! I'm touching paint in the new part without rinsing it. I'm a nutter! You can just make out the shifting. Yeah, I need it a bit more starker than that. You know what? This accidentally ties in quite nicely with the glow. Yeah. No, they don't. You gotta fiddle around a lot with the light settings on the cameras. But the green is a bit more vibrant than it looks on the camera really. The camera kind of diffuses the colour quite a lot. Kind of reminds me of those, you know, like sometimes you'll see people who've got the green tiles on their houses. It's got that effect to it. So look at this, I'm streaming an hour over my intended time. I'm just having so much fun messing around with this and chatting to you lot, and the fact that so many of you are still here. I mean, I know some of you boys are hardcore with your late night hobbying, right? From back when I did that Indomitus run, the road to Indomitus, and like you were up with me till midnight. I was absolutely mental. But yeah, it's been real good fun. Oh man, I'm gonna have to mix this colour again. Totally eyeball it. Make sure I get all those edges and really make it stand out. Hey, there we go. Well, as I said, if you're on my Instagram, then you'll be able to see what it looks like. Little work in progress. You go more turquoise with the roof. Nah. That just makes sense, wouldn't it? Right, so yeah, you drop this. I've just been using my little diddy pot this whole time. I haven't even like used the big pot because I just didn't need to. I didn't need the clean water. What I do need is a drink though, and since there is clean water I could just drink it straight from the paint pot. It wouldn't taste great though. Alright, I have to use the brush soap to get that real good clean. Otherwise I'm going to have green in every single thing that I paint later on. And where was that now? There we go. Flash kits. Alright. Look at that, exactly the same shade. It's like I'm a natural at this. Totally not making it up as I go along. Okay. Yeah. It's coming out really mossy. I'm just using my finger just to wipe away any excesses. There we go. That'll do. It's bold enough, but it's not over the top, you know, and it gives this sort of mossy look. And you can still make out a bit of stippling underneath as well. And that should be it for now. Still have to wait for the Tesseract oil to dry before I do a little light dry brush on top of white. I was tempted to dry brush a yellow actually, but no, I think I'll just like hit the real corners very lightly, just a tiny little bit here, and a couple of bits of the detail, just patch it here and there. I won't do a full on dry brush of it all over. That way it gives some sort of variation to the strength of this colour. And yeah, then hopefully next week we can finish the walls on these, do the glow, do the shadows, paint the rest of the base, and voila, done. Maybe get some of these details done, and then I can just pretend that I've done the entire lot with just these bits. But yeah, yeah, no, I'm kind of happy with it actually. It's come out quite nice. I might actually have to extend the glow out here a little bit as well, to be honest, and a little bit out this way. But yeah, that's that really. Just pop them like that. That's like 1/3 of the set done. So there you go. Wonder if I can get a weird glow effect if I do that. How sick is that? That's kind of sick, right? Let's see if it works with this. Oh, yeah. It really does reflect that light well. Yeah, still smashing it, but I'm just about to hang up now. Because man's got to sleep at some point and have enough sleep and energy for dealing with the kids tomorrow. It's a shame, for the briefest time, soccer tots started back up, which the kids love. And I'm not sure if I explained it before, but it's like football training, but for really, really young kids, and it focuses more on coordination, so practicing, the areas of your feet, balance, colours, numbers, following instruction, communication, that sort of thing. Not so much about, kicking the ball around. They don't do five-a-side or anything with toddlers, because that would just be mental. But it's a good bit of exercise between the kids and the parents, and yeah, they've had to stop it again because of COVID, and they only just started really getting back to it because like before they'd hand out you the equipment at each phase of the day, but it's only like a half-hour session that you do anyway. But that now they had like a box set for everyone, and everyone was spaced out, everyone wore their masks. You cleaned everything before you used it, and then you cleaned everything after you used it. And it still had to be cancelled, which is a shame, really. Yeah, sticking LEDs would be great. If you got like a mini Dremel, you could sand down the back of the skulls just so it thins the plastic. Not completely. Oh, hang on. There was a song change and it just froze up my my laptop. If you got a little Dremel, you could sand down the back of the skulls on everything just to thin it rather than actually sand it away completely, and then stick a light behind it and it'll show through the plastic enough to make the colour that you paint it shine. Should be cool. Some glow on the wall from the back window. Yeah, I'll get all that sorted. I'm going to extend the glow out of the doors at all directions next time as well, and then do the shadows of the bars. But yeah, I like it so far. It's come out quite nice. It's just a shame it didn't dry enough for me to do that little bit of. Maybe it has actually. Alright, last colour, I promise. It's dry enough. A little bit there. Well, no, yeah, it's still too wet. Never mind. Never mind. Thank you very much, Spud. Already got green Blair's Floss and yellow and green GW New Green too. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me, for listening to me rabbit on, for chatting as well, because it keeps me sane, and look how much work we got done. I mean, it's not like anywhere near Elston level of work, because that dude would just knock this out with his little airbrush, the little cheater. But yeah, no, it looks absolutely great so far. Just needs finishing touches, and then get the skulls, the bajillion skulls, the little details here and there. I think another 2 sessions get it done, 2 evenings, and then I've got the rest to do. But I might end up painting something different eventually, because I know you lot get a bit bored with it. And there's no shortage of stuff to paint, so thank you again for joining me. Thank you so much to Paul, Gary and Amy for your donations. You're absolute stars. Thank you to the person who subscribed as well, to bump me up to 827. You're a legend as well. Even if you're not watching right now, or you're a silent watcher, thank you so much. And yeah, I can't wait to see you lot again in a week's time. So remember, if you ain't subscribed already and you do happen to watch this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, slap the like button, make sure you share it around if you think someone else can benefit from a video like this, and check out all the socials in the description below. Make sure you say hello to the Chilling Wargamers. Make sure you check out the Discord, and if you're feeling generous, then drop a little donation to the channel as well. Every penny will go straight into this channel, and yeah, I've got enough to get some soft light boxes now. Yeah. So I'm going to get those orders straight away. So thank you so much, and big love to you all. So as is Chilling Wargamers a tradition, we are going to have a little outro bit. Ooh. So thank you again. Peace out. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Cheerio. Sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen. Hey Void, what's IKEA for buy? Bye. Bye. Paint glow, don't paint glow. Wear your seatbelt, don't wear your seatbelt, but get a fine if you don't. Get COVID, don't get COVID, just stay safe. Type bye, don't type bye. Wear pants, don't wear pants. Be legends, don't be legends. and